Wow, okay, welcome back. This is the second presentation in the final 4 out of 4 nights of the 2020 Senior Project Presentations Quarantine Edition. How exciting. Just to give a couple, I know some people are probably just joining for the first time. Make sure you are muted so that there's no ambient noise that kind of comes in. And there's a little microphone in the bottom corner, you can click it. And also make sure that your video is turned off, and that'll just help the stream from here come into your house, your home, your living room, wherever you are, a little bit smoother. So good. Looks like everyone is doing that right now. Great. Also, okay, at the end of the presentations, you will have an opportunity to ask a question or make a supportive comment. And so at that point, you can go down to the little chat function at the bottom there and click on that and add a comment. Okay? Good. All right. We ready? Let's do this. Someone says that they love you. Okay? Yeah. So let's give it up for Danayt Raeid.
HIV, our understanding, especially in the United States, is it's something under control. Many organizations have worked hard to minimize the stigma that HIV positive status has. But it's not the same for people in Africa. There, in many countries, it's a sensitive issue, and it's the reason why many of us lost our beloved ones. I remember when I was 12 years old, I found out I lost my uncle to HIV, not only because of the virus, but because of the stigma and discrimination. At 12, I was old enough to understand what really happened to him. When he first found out he had the virus, he didn't tell anyone, not even his family. I mean, why would he? He was really ashamed. He started getting sick and showing symptoms of the virus, so his friend got concerned and called my mom because she's a nurse. When we used to live 5 hours away from his house, he told my mom he got tested HIV positive. My mom was shocked because at that time, a lot of people were dying because of the virus and lack of medication. But he started the medication so fast because my mom was a nurse and my dad was a doctor at the hospital. Yes, because of that. That's how healthcare system works in Ethiopia. You either have to be rich, a government official, or know someone in the hospital. Anyways, my uncle started the medication, but it was too late because the virus was its advanced stage. So they advised him to eat healthy, exercise a lot, and send him home. When he went back to his house, it didn't take too long for people to find out he got the virus. They started avoiding him, excluding him from social events until he passed away at the age of 34, alone at his house. The saddest part was he wasn't the only one the virus took away from my family. The same thing happened to my grandfather 2 years later. So yeah, when we hear the word HIV, it's scary, terrifying really. These are one of my many reasons why I wanted to do this research paper. So, what is HIV and where did it come from? Scientists identify a type of chimpanzee in West Africa as a source of HIV infection in humans. They believe that the chimpanzee version of the immunodeficiency virus was most likely transmitted into human and mutated into HIV when humans hunted those chimpanzees as a meat and came in contact with their blood. Over the decade, the virus slowly spread across Africa and then later on to other parts of the world. The earliest known case for infection with HIV-1 in human was detected in a blood sample collected in 1959 from a man in Democratic Republic of Congo. How he became infected is still unknown. So a lot of people doesn't know the difference between HIV and AIDS. HIV stands for human immunodeficiency virus, which is the cause for HIV infection, or AIDS, and AIDS stands for acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. AIDS is the most advanced stage of HIV. So, HIV, the virus HIV has three main stages. The first stage is called acute infection. This is the initial period of the infection. This phase can begin from 1 to 4 weeks after infected with HIV, and it's characterized by a body's immune response to create antibodies against the HIV. This process is called seroconversion, and it can take up to a few months. And the second stage is called clinical latency. This is the stage where a period of HIV developing in host without producing any clinical symptoms. This stage is also called chronic HIV, and it could last up to 20 years. Crazy, right? It could actually last up to 20 years without developing any clinical symptoms. By the end of this stage, many people experience fever, weight loss, and muscle pain. And the third and the final stage of the virus is called AIDS. AIDS is defined as HIV infection with either CD4 plus T cell counts below 200 or appearance of specific disease associated with HIV infection like pneumonia, tuberculosis, chronic diarrhea, and cancer. So how is HIV transmitted? HIV can be transmitted through three main ways: sexual contact, significant exposure to infected body fluid or tissue, and from mother to child during pregnancy, delivery, or breastfeeding. Does HIV has a cure? No, but HIV has a treatment called antiretroviral therapy, or ART. ART is use of HIV medicine to treat HIV infection. People on ART take a combination of HIV medicines every day, and it is recommended for everyone who has HIV because it prevents HIV from multiplying, which reduces the amount of HIV in our body, and having less HIV in our body protects the immune system and prevents HIV infection from advancing to AIDS. HIV/AIDS in Ethiopia. In Ethiopia, the first HIV/AIDS case were reported in mid-1980s. The epidemic has spread through general population in both urban and rural areas. Currently, HIV has already infected many Ethiopians, and the prevalence rate has been estimated to be high. This put the country among the group with highest level of infection in Africa. Most of those infected already are unaware of their status, and so are capable of transmitting the virus to new unaffected individuals. Sooner or later, all those infected will eventually develop AIDS and may die as a result. Estimated 977,000 people are living with the virus, and 898,000 are orphaned due to AIDS, and 258,000 were in need of ART or antiretroviral therapy in 2006. The two administrative regions, Gambela and Addis Ababa, have persisted with high load of HIV case for a long time so far. This is related to their distinctive characteristics. The Gambela region is known for its lower coverage of male circumcision, which is one of the risk factors for HIV exposure. Addis Ababa's high load is related to trends in distribution that the HIV epidemic in Ethiopia is primarily associated with areas of urban concentration 5.1 compared to 3.1 in smaller cities and 0.6% in rural areas. In Ethiopia in 2018, 690,000 people were living with HIV, and the percentage of people living with HIV among adults were 1%. And 23,000 people were newly infected with HIV, and 11,000 people died from AIDS-related illness. There has been a progress in the number of AIDS-related deaths since 2010, with 45% decrease from 20,000 deaths to 11,000 deaths. Stigma and discrimination. in Ethiopia, there is a widespread HIV-related stigma and discrimination among the population, which might adversely affect people's willingness to be tested. For example, according to research made by Addis Ababa University, 55% of women and 47% of men said they would not buy fresh vegetables from a shopkeeper that lives with HIV. Although the spread of the virus has seen significant decrease, Ethiopia was not able to join the top 5 African countries to approach to control HIV epidemic 2020 because the infection is still increasing due to stigma and lack of education. So, after doing this research paper, I came up with the following recommendation to decrease the spread of the virus. My first recommendation is, in order for HIV/AIDS to be recognized as an important news story, a media policy and ethical guidelines should be outlaid. Moreover, a media network has to be established and forum between health professionals and media people should be created. And the second recommendation I made was educational effort at increasing the knowledge of HIV/AIDS of the community should be strengthened. Improving the ability of school clubs will help peer teachers, who are a key source of knowledge at the moment, spread correct information and minimize stereotypes, and sensitize the community to encourage open discussion about sex and relationships among family members in general and between parents and children in particular. Thank you. So, I want to thank my parents, especially my dad. He helped me a lot throughout this research paper, and also the research paper he wrote 10 years ago really helped me do this research paper. And I want to thank Vicky for being an amazing adult mentor and for being so sweet and for helping me a lot with a lot of things, not only my senior project. And I want to thank Sean for being an amazing I want to thank Sean for being an amazing advisor and for helping me a lot with this research paper and with everything that's been going on in school. And I want to thank Bean for being an amazing person, an amazing mom. And for taking care of me a lot. And I want to thank my family, in this case, the 40. And last but not least, I want to thank Youth Initiative High School for making me a better person every day, for challenging me to do things that I never thought I would ever do. Thank you.
Oh man! Yeah! Yay! Oh dear! Go Donna! Danny!
That's easy, right?
Yes. Miranda says, "Great job, babe. Super informative." Kathy got her. You're amazing. I would hug you if I could. Way to go, Danayt. Beautiful job. I'm so proud of you. Nora, love you, Donna. You did amazing. Kevin, love you. What was your service aspect?
So originally my service aspect was to volunteer at this health care for people living with the virus, but due to the corona thing, my volunteer opportunity got canceled. So Vicky came up with an idea of making masks for people with HIV because they're more exposed and in danger. So I'm doing that. I started doing that. So yeah.
We love you. Is there a place we can donate to help Ethiopia combat HIV pandemic? Asked Gabrielle Daniels.
Yeah, there are a lot of websites you can do that, but there are a lot of fake ones too. So,
Could you recommend something? Do you know? Do you know about
Not really.
You can
But
ask your
if-
dad though.
Yeah, I can ask my dad, and I can email him.
World Health Organization, I heard they need money.
I heard that too. Erica says, superstar. Gabriel says, please share that. Yeah,
Okay.
we will. Your parents are healthcare professionals. Are you interested in following in their footsteps?
Yes. Yeah. As many Ethiopians.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I don't know. I grew up watching my mom and my dad do their thing, and then yeah, I got really inspired by them, and that's the only thing I really love to do. So yeah.
Fake donation websites? Oh man, that's not very cash money of them. All right.
I think it is.
We have any more questions? All right, let's give it up. Woo!